Hi, I want to share our first thoughts about recruitment for individuals with personal budgets. We've started with our existing best practice, so what we know works, and I've also looked at what recruitment organisations do who are headhunting people like CEOs for organisations to see what we can learn from them. And then the next stage is to ask you, our co-production partners, to tell us what else we could be doing to improve this. And then we'll have a final version to test, or certainly the first version to test. So we first meet the individual with a personal budget with their broker. And at that stage, we'll know what their budget is, what their outcomes are, what matters to them. And we'll have Mo and Sharon from our team. So Sharon's responsibilities is for the person's experience, i.e. the colleague's experience, and Mo's responsibility is for the individual we're supporting's experience. So they both come together to meet the person. And here are the conversations that we have about recruitment. Now these might take place with Sharon over 2 to 3 meetings, but we want to find out who the person wants to support them, what kind of person, both characteristics and hobbies and interests. Because we have, instead of a person specification, we use something called Could This Be You, which is based on a one-page profile. And we have some standard things on it to reflect our values, because obviously as a value-based organisation, we still want to be rooted in our own values, but then we want to personalise it to the things that matter to the person. So we're integrating those two things together and end up with a personalised Could This Be You. Then when the person wants support, their shift patterns, when people are needed and how many people, so we get clarity on that. Then what support they want, really specific aspects of the role that are personalised to them. So key elements of the care and support that they need. And then where. So we assume a 5-mile radius around where the person lives, but depending on the geography, it might be more or less. And we also want to talk about a venue for the workshop that would work well for the person. Then we've got a separate sheet which I'll share with you that's about decision making and co-production in recruitment. At each stage of recruitment, what decisions need to be made? How does the person want to be involved or make those decisions? And getting clear about exactly when and where the decisions are made. And then we've got a checklist of decisions like, are people happy to have their Facebook on our Facebook ads? How much personal information are they happy to be shared? Are they happy for their one-page profile to be used in the application pack? And then making sure we've got a shared understanding of the project plan, when, who, date, venue for workshop, etc. Sharon will then be putting together the application pack. We'll be talking to the person about whether there are people in their networks that they would like us to contact to see if they know people who might be great workers as well. So again, how much the person is prepared to do that. If not at all, that's absolutely fine. But we want to make sure we ask that question as well. We will also, in our recruitment workshop, part of the section is what if cards, where we present scenarios that could happen in care. We want to personalise those to the individual as much as they're happy doing that, with situations that they might be concerned about, wanting to make sure people are able to address. So personalised what if cards. The recruitment materials, the Could This Be You, the role description, and the application pack will be signed off by the person, so they know exactly what's going out to people and they're happy with that. And they'll also approve the Facebook campaign and the images that we're going to use and the language that we're going to use around that. And one of the things that we learnt from what headhunters do is they often have a letter from the chair of the organisation to potential candidates. So we want to work with the person to have a version of that they're happy with. So it's as if they're directly addressing the candidates first, but do that in a way that's as easy as possible to pull that together. And we think it would be from the person and Sharon. So we've got somebody, the person themselves, the most important person, and Sharon from the organisation's perspective saying, we're delighted that you're considering this role, and this is what it means to work as part of a wellbeing team, specifically supporting this individual. So those are our first thoughts about how we can really personalise the recruitment to the individual. And of course, assuming that they want to, they'll be there at the recruitment workshop, they'll be there making the decisions with us, and actually they'll be making the final decisions on who gets offered the roles. but this is kind of the preparation and lead up to it.